Uh-huh.
You have a lot of... Yeah, wait a second. I'll just...
This one, Rose like this one. Today my wife apologised to me for the first time ever. She said she's sorry she married me.
You get that in the regular, don't you?
Let's go.
Or
Touche.
what's that like? My wife calls me a sex machine. Well, I guess her actual words were fucking cool, but I know what she means.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So, yeah, I'll run the intro. I'll introduce you guys, and then we'll just take it through the list. This will be fun. We're live, by the way, on YouTube. Yay! Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. There's no one watching at the moment, but people can watch on
okay.
replay. Now.
Good evening, viewers.
All right. I'll do the old 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to episode 230 of the You Can't Comp This NBA Trading Card Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Amy, and I am not joined by Russell Gibson today. He has earned himself a holiday. He'll be away for a couple of weeks, but joining me are a couple of old guys who I do another podcast with. It's actually a podcast called Three Old Guys Talking Ball. And first but foremost, the host, Andrew Lewis.
Oh, thanks, Adam. Thanks for having me. Really excited to appear on You Can't Comp This, and hello to all the people listening.
I do like the fact that normally it's me plugging my pod on your pod, so now I can plug your pod by having you guys on this pod. We'll go through the social stuff and the follow stuff for the other pod in a sec, but also welcoming the third old guy for today's episode. It's Daniel Shea.
G'day. Big shoes to fill. Russell, Gibbo, never met the man.
Yeah.
But I have heard and admired his work. I genuinely do mean the big shoes to fill thing.
It's it's good to have you guys both on, and yeah, like normally we do your show during the week every couple of weeks. So we do the Three Old Guys, and we chat about just random basketball stuff because we all sort of grew up in the 90s. But we thought we'd do a little bit of a crossover with Russell missing in action. It's a really good opportunity for us to... We were going to do the top 10 guards, forwards, and then centers on the show, and it just sort of timed it really well with regards to the need for content, I guess. So, Andrew, before we get started, tell us how this selection process is going to work, and give us a plug for the Three Old Guys Talking Ball.
Okay, so I'll get the plug out of the way first. Our socials is just Facebook, so you just need to search Three Old Guys Talking Ball on Facebook. We're on Spotify, and we're on Apple Podcasts, and we're on Google Podcasts. I think it's still going around.
It uploads to every
switch to YouTube. I don't know.
It could be YouTube podcast. Yeah,
you just Google Three Old Guys Talking Ball podcast, and you'll find it.
Do you need safe search on?
No, you'll be fine.
You're fine. Okay,
you'll be fine because they're talking ball. So, the background for this idea was obviously off-season content, but also many years ago during the first lockdown, on a former podcast of mine, the three of us drafted all-time teams to compete against each other in a simulation to try and sort of...
That's right, the NBA 2K simulation, and we sat back and watched. That was good. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we played like a 4-week tournament where everyone played each other once every week, and it was good fun. But we had, every team had to have players from all the eras, and as in like one from each era, and a certain number of guards, certain number of forwards, certain. So rather than just revisit that, we thought, let's do a draft of like the 30 best players of all time, and because centers are probably historically overrepresented in the top 30 of all time, it would be fine to do 10 guards, 10 forwards, and 10 centers. Yeah. So we're each going to take our turns picking first, because we have one guard-sized member of our three old guys. We have one forward-sized player, and we have one center-sized player. So Adam is the guard. So he'll get to pick first today, and it also marries up well because we're on Adam's podcast. You can't comp this, and then the next couple of editions of Three Old Guys Talking Ball. If you want to hear us do the forwards and the centers, look for the podcast, and we will do forwards and then centers, and I'll draft the forward first. But we will just take it in turns. So goes Adam, then me, then Daniel tonight, and that's the same order it'll go, but it'll just start in a different place for forwards and centers.
Awesome.
And we'll get a list of the top 30 players of all time in our esteemed view.
Excellent. And in the meantime, just to keep it relevant to, obviously, you can't comp this, I'm going to chime in through each of the 10 picks, and I'm going to pick a random card that relates to one of these all-time greats. So just to keep it a little bit card relevant, and you guys, might learn a couple of things about Pokemon cards. I mean, basketball cards. All right. Do we want to get this part? I've got the first pick, haven't I?
You have.
I'm torn.
Do all the listeners on? I'm sure they do on Three Old Guys Talking Ball. But are all the listeners on You Can't Comp This aware of your devotion to a specific?
You mean the fact that
high-end all-time NBA great guard?
I am a student of the Mamba Mentality Academy. That's right. No, I knew you were going to lead up with a Magic Johnson quote or a Jerry West argument. We're not getting stuck into that. Not today. And as much as every bone in my body wants to mouth the words Kobe Bryant at number 1, I'm hoping that one of you people see reason and have this man in the top 3. However, with the first overall pick, I am not going to upset the apple cart just yet. With the number 1 pick of guards all time, I am going to pick Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Surprised? I think Dan's in shock.
Not really.
Were you expecting me to pick Kobe? Be fair, be real.
A little bit. Yeah.
No faith. No faith. Who wants to give me Michael Jordan's resume? See if he's worthy of that number 1 spot.
Okay. Let's go with it. So, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Black Jesus, entered the NBA Hall of Fame with an all-time great acceptance speech, where he systematically assassinated every single person who's ever doubted him, including a number of fictional ones. But his career really did kind of back it up. 6 of 6, so 6 appearances at the NBA Finals, 6 championships, 14 All-Star, 10 times scoring champ, 3 times steal champs, 11-time All-NBA, made the All-Rookie team, 9-time All-Defensive, 3-time All-Star MVP, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, 6-time Finals MVP. That is every single time he appeared in the finals. 5-time League MVP, and of course, kind of headlined the NBA at 75 anniversary team. An all-time great clutch scorer, amazing two-way player, and interestingly, as the league has moved towards more sophisticated statistics, they're kind of uncovering things in these stats, including an all-time great kind of clutch performance. Hit more than hit a higher clip in clutch situations than anyone else ever, and remaining the kind of the best mid-range scorer of all time. Shot an amazing percentage from there. Not much to say. No less than Magic Johnson had described him as a player. Actually, no, I think it was Isaiah who described him as a player who had no weaknesses back in the day, not since. Not since beef.
Interesting. Right. Well, let's move to a round. I've been digging. I'm gonna give you, rather than the nonsense, the normal nonsense of here's the star rookie card or the Fleer 1986. What we're going to do is I'm going to pick a random card, and I'm going to share that with the listeners, the viewers on YouTube. Where are we?
You found a Space Jam Memorial card, didn't you?
No, I thought I'd go to 1993 for the Stadium Club Michael Jordan Beam Team. Something different. Something that's... I don't think I've actually talked about this one on the show, but, random card. One we're looking at on the screen is a PSA 10. All-time data on this one is there's been a spike after 2020. I'll give you the stats on it. There is a pop count of 27. There are 27 PSA 10s in the world. How much do you think this card last sold for?
I think you also have to take into account that this was a 1993 card, so almost certainly Michael Jordan lost it in a game of golf.
That's true. But because it is a 1993 card, there were 3,200 of them made. Sorry, 3,200 of them graded. And not many of them, of those 3,200, only 27 of them graded a PSA 10.
Okay. I'll put my head in the lion's mouth about my lack of expertise. $2,000, Larry.
Higher. Dan.
$200,000.
Lower. This is like a bad game of The Price is Right.
No, this is the best game of...
Okay. No. This is my turn, Daniel. I'd like to buy a vowel. Sorry, no. $50,000.
Lower.
$30,000.
Lower. It's not a rookie card. It's not. There's not. Yeah. I can let the cat out of the bag if you like. Last sold price.
Yes. We might be here a while.
Was March 2025, and it sold for $12,000 US. So yeah, there's a big difference between the PSA 9 and the PSA 10. PSA 9, however, population count on that one is 270. Last sold $1,080 US. So big difference between getting a grade of 9 PSA and a grade of 10. So if you ever get a mint beam team, money. Just for because I didn't pick Kobe at number 1, I'm gonna also give everybody an update on the Heritage auction listing. Andrew and Dan in our group chat on the site, I've put a link to it just in case you're interested. We checked in on this, Russell and I, last week on the show. There are still 10 days left, moving into 9 days left shortly. Current price hasn't moved, still $4.15 million US. And that is the 1-of-1 Jordan Kobe Logo Man Auto. A true 1-of-1, and even though it's a PSA 6, this is a one-of-a-kind card that cannot be remade, will not be seen again. So this could be one of the most valuable cards of all time. So pretty insane thinking that card is probably going to eclipse the $5 million mark.
Time to look behind the couch, see if you can scrape together a few coppers to make a bid for that. Was it another week before?
9 days left. 9 days.
Closes?
9 days left on that. Yep. So
that's
interesting.
Recording. So what did that make about the 22nd of August when the?
Yeah. So it's actually going to finish on the 23rd of August.
Okay.
The day before.
Just
it's going to finish on Kobe Bryant's birthday. How cool is that? Is it the 23rd or is it 25th of August? August 23rd.
Was the
So
day between those?
It's well, and the 24th of the 8th is Kobe Bryant Day. Anyway. So yes, auction finishes on Kobe's birthday. Eerie. Anyway, that's enough Kobe talk in the MJ section. On to pick number 2.
Okay.
Andrew's not going to pick Kobe.
Steady on. I get to intro this. Don't walk all over my...
Hang on.
Don't yuck his yum.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, with the second pick in the all-time NBA guards draft, I pick a man who played his whole career for the Los Angeles Lakers. A man who won 5 NBA championships, with only 2 as the best player on that team. A man who won Finals MVP, a man who was a sensation in the National Basketball Association as a rookie. Yes, it's Earvin Magic Johnson.
The rookie bit gave it away.
Hey, Kobe was a sensation as a rookie. He just didn't win Finals MVP as a rookie.
That's fair. He did airball a few against Utah. That was very memorable.
Or win a game in the round that he got knocked out of.
He was confidently wrong. No shots.
Fair.
Again, maybe the answer to the question, who was the most fun guy to play with in the history of the NBA? You know, the all-fun team to play with, I think. You can only name 4 guys on the all-fun team, by the way, because the 5th guy is you. As in, whoever's listening, the 5th guy has to be you. So there's like Magic, Nikola Jokic, Bill Russell at the 4. Does it include Larry Bird or Havlicek, something like that? But it definitely involves Magic Johnson.
Definitely involves Magic.
The mogul, who later, he's worth $1.5 billion. So being able to buy that card, or any of the other cards that are mentioned in the course of this podcast, he's a minority owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Sparks, Los Angeles FC, the Washington Commanders. The guy is a huge success post-basketball and revolutionized the game, and is one of the 2 players who is credited with saving the NBA.
Yep.
Along with Larry Legend. So I think he's clearly the 2nd greatest guard of all time. And in my view, any all-time NBA starting 5 is the guards are Michael and Magic.
That's fair. I'm not gonna. I'd have Kobe start at the 3 just to squeeze him in. So
You did that 5 years ago.
I know. It worked a treat too.
I'm happy to give the resume. 5-time NBA champion, 3 times MVP, 3 times MVP of the league over a 4-year span. He was selected for the All-Star Game 12 times and won 2 All-Star Game MVPs, and maybe won the most famous All-Star Game MVP of all time in the 92 All-Star Game after he had retired.
Yeah.
9 consecutive All-NBA first-time appearances. He led the league in assists 4 times and was the all-time leader in assists, I think, for a number of years before being overtaken by someone we might hear about later. Led the league in steals twice on the 50th and 75th anniversary teams. And was also most outstanding player in NCAA Final Four in a championship team with Michigan State.
Yeah.
And this year was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So he's got that going for him, which is nice.
Yes. It's got a fair resume. I'm not gonna discount that.
Career 19.5 points per game, 11.2 assists, and 7.2 rebounds.
Not too shabby. How would that go in this day and age as far as stats go?
I think the points and assists he'd probably average more points.
He'd probably have a 3 ball on him, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I've done research, Adam.
Oh,
so
what?
Those who listen to 3 old guys talking ball would have heard Big Wax lyrical on occasion about a Magic Johnson Walt Williams 93-94 NBA Hoops face-to-face card that I used to have, which got lost down the drawer of my desk at some stage in my later years. It is currently selling on eBay for $5.04. So
Someone wants to sell it.
I might just get it back, you know.
That wardrobe's rich.
That's
Yeah.
there's some great homework, Andrew.
Yeah,
looking
I
up,
might have to buy and put it with my Lenny Hayes poker chip that Adam got me one year for my birthday. So
fair collectibles.
The
One
collectibles.
in three people collect. Russell and I went through this on a show a little while back.
The other two out of every three just lose things. But anyway,
There are three of us here. I collect. Go
Magic.
figure.
Magic's the second greatest card of all time.
Well, you got the pick, so yes, now it is so.
Yeah.
Aside from that, hoops, the face-to-face from 1993 hoops, I did go against the grain because there is the rookie card that everybody talks about with it's got that has Larry on it, the triple, the stat leader card that everybody else says it's the rookie card, I don't. So it's the first solo printing is the 1981 Topps Fleer Topps Magic Johnson. PSA 9 pop count is 1,247, but that last sold in a PSA 9 for $345 US. So look, Australian conversion, that's $500 for a Magic Johnson, one of the greatest cards of all time, a rookie card. Well, I would say
Very affordable. Very affordable.
yes. As far as card investment goes, it's not $4.15 million like that Jordan Kobe patch auto.
And when Magic is elected president, that's going to skyrocket.
He's hoping, right?
Yeah. Only if he's elected president.
This is fair.
Please consult your financial advisor. Sorry, I don't usually have this sort of pressure on me on Three Old Guys Talking Ball.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, before we go to the third pick, let's take a quick break. We'll go to one of our sponsors, and then we will be back for the number 3 pick. And we are back. Dan, are you ready?
I was born ready.
The stage is set. Shall I drum roll you in?
Yes, please.
I didn't get a drum roll.
No,
I didn't really get one either.
You got the. See, this is why Russell doesn't let me play with the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
There you go. With the third pick, I choose Kobe Bean Bryant.
Someone with some common sense. The world is not upside down.
I'm just thinking his parents must have been hungry when they named him. Named after his dad's favourite steak. I'm actually not sure where the bean came from, but I'm pretty sure it's from his dad's nickname when he was playing Jelly
Bean. Yep.
And so I guess, look, as Andrew was kind of giving his preamble for another great Lakers great, they do have a lot in common. I'll go through the resume. Another Hall of Famer, dearly departed Kobe Bryant, 18-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, 5-time NBA champ, 15-time All-NBA, made the All-Rookie team, 12 times made the All-Defensive team, 4-time All-Star MVP, and actually, tagging on this one of the things that really distinguished Kobe was how seriously he took the All-Star game.
Yeah.
To the point where after he passed, there was kind of in memoriam, the Elam ending was based on the numbers he used when he played, in part in honor of his contributions to the All-Star game over time. And in fact, we've talked on Three Old Guys Talking Ball about this a fair bit, or about the various ways they might be able to solve the All-Star game and the fact that no one takes it very seriously. And I think when it really comes down to it, what they need is someone who cares about it as much as Kobe did, because it made everyone else care.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Unfortunately, you can't really engineer that. You have to wait for a player like that to come along. Kobe did win an MVP. I think, as we've talked about before, ads certainly would be one of those advocates for one not being enough, based on Kobe's career. 2-time Finals MVP, and also made the NBA at 75 anniversary team. Unique amongst NBA players, though. Kobe also has an Oscar.
Yes, 2018.
For his short film Dear Basketball. So I guess I wanted to kind of open it up. I guess another thing that I always found kind of fun about Kobe was he broke all the rules when it came to nicknames, because his most iconic nickname is the one he gave himself. But it took off. People use it. People still use it. People talk about the Mamba mentality. And this is a nickname that Kobe, as a young, intensely competitive buck coming into the league, was, he was tugging on the warm-up, so to speak, trying to be in everything. And there are all these stories about him, never having rap before, trying to get into rap battles, trying to compete, trying to kind of be in it, be part of it. This guy who gave himself this nickname embraced the role of villain and left an indelible mark on this league we all love.
Well put. Very well put. Now I'm just frantically searching because we've done so many Kobe cards on the pod.
Well, I can fill in the time while you.
Well, I found one. It's definitely not. Yeah, go. What's your Kobe story?
Kobe is a worthy
thrown shade. Yeah.
Kobe is a worthy number 3. He wasn't number 3 on my list, but he's a worthy one. The difference between Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan was more physically gifted. That's the difference. That's the only difference. And the only reason why one wasn't as good as the other was because the work ethic, the competitiveness was, if there's a difference between the two of them, it is minimal. It is infinitesimal.
Yeah. There's no one that would work harder than Kobe. And look, I'll concede there was a level of natural talent that Jordan had.
Yeah, I just think Michael Jordan was more naturally blessed.
True. And that's why the GOAT debate is it's not even a debate. People have their opinions. I've picked a Kobe Bryant Kaboom because, you know what? We love talking about Kabooms on the show. I haven't picked this one. I haven't talked about this one on the show. This is probably my favorite Kaboom, and it's the 2019 Panini Crown Royale, number 16 Kaboom. Population is 14 on this one in a PSA 10. It last sold on July 17th, 2025. Actually, I might have talked about this one on the show. For $42,900. If you're looking to pick up a raw one and seeing if you can try your luck, these things, the last sold price, actually, this hasn't sold since 2022 raw, but it was sold in October 2022 for $2,500. But card ladder value says it'll go for a lot more now. Probably looking at roundabout, probably the 5 to 6K mark raw. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw another Kobe Kaboom, just for something different.
And if I wanted medium rare, how much? Sorry. Bad joke.
I know people that have intentionally damaged cards. We interviewed somebody on the show at a recent card show, and they're like, they intentionally damaged the cards to get them all in a PSA 1, so you could have a unique set, pop count 1, full set PSA 1s. But you have to bend them and really make them bad to get a PSA 1. Anyway. It's me, isn't it?
Don't recommend.
Don't recommend attempting to try and get PSA 1s.
Yeah.
Every pick, I feel like I'm torn. Every pick, and this is going to be a tough one for me because part of me wanted to pick the great Jerry West, but I didn't. I wanted to go the Lakers hat trick, but I didn't. And I don't have the jersey on, but I have one. Number 4. And this might be premature for you guys, but I think this man will be on Mount Rushmore eventually. And you talk about enjoying basketball. And yes, Magic Johnson would be one of the greatest players to play alongside, I'm sure. But I am going to put 11-time All-Star, 2015 Steals champ, 11-time All-NBA. God, what do you get? 2010-11 Sportsmanship Award. 75th anniversary player, Western Conference Finals MVP in 2021-22, 2-time scoring champ, 4-time NBA champ, 29-10 All-Rookie team, 2-time MVP, 2-time All-Star MVP, and 21-22 Finals MVP. It is Stephen Curry. This man, you think Magic Johnson saved basketball? I kind of agree. Stephen Curry changed basketball. And I've given him the number 4 spot on the ranking. Above another Laker, which is a for me is a big deal.
Worth pointing out, Steph's 2016 MVP was unanimous.
Correct. I remember the 90s, because we are old guys and we love talking about basketball. I vividly remember the 90s, and every second guy that had a basketball jersey wore a Michael Jordan jersey. From around 2015 to current day, the most common basketball jersey I see is Steph Curry. And that is the old guys of tomorrow. Their Michael Jordan is Steph Curry. The reason these kids don't want to dunk and they want to jack up threes is Stephen Curry. So I feel like that kind of tidal wave of influence on the game of basketball starts etching him onto the Mount Rushmore of great basketballers. I'll throw to the floor while I look up a basketball card.
Steph was my number 3.
Nice.
I had MJ, Magic, Steph,
and then Kobe. Was Kobe 4? I'm cutting you out of this call. No, I'm not. I'm not going to get emotional.
Hey, can I just?
I'm not angry. No, I'm not angry, Andrew. I'm just disappointed.
You're not surprised. There was a point where I was doing my list where I had Kobe 6.
Was that the high point?
No, that was the low point. He didn't stay at 6.
Fair. You got to 5th.
But I had Steph 3.
I like it. I like Steph at 3. I think that's yeah.
And I think the argument, and I don't want to make this about, the reason is the Kobe, for all his excellence, all his work ethic, all his competitiveness, was a replicant of something we had seen before. Steph was the first, and he changed the game. So I think
I like it. No, I like it. I like it.
Yeah. He also stands during the national anthem, Dan. If you can imagine that under your breath. Yeah, so the legacy bit is really, really important as far as Steph's concerned, because the game is different because of him.
Yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself. Like, he has revolutionized basketball, and to have that kind of impact on the world, I think is very special.
Yeah.
Like it. I'm going to pick a random Steph Curry card because he's everybody's player. So I'm going to pick sort of an everybody's card, I think. Oh, that's actually quite expensive. Let's not do that. Oh, actually, no. We'll go the base versus the silver. That's a good comparison. All right, let's bring this up. Stephen Curry, 2012 Prism, silver, population count 36, last sold November 2024 for $5,000. The peak of this card was during 2021-22 when cards were going off the chart for crazy prices. Peaked at $14K, but it has stabilized recently in the last couple of years. Last sold price, $5,000 for this one. A little bit different on the base. Pop count's a lot higher. Last sold price for this in a PSA 10. Population count 822. Last sold for $184. So that's the base card. So yeah, Steph Curry, influential, and I still stand by the fact that collectors in 10 to 20 years' time will be the next generation of old guys who grew up with Steph Curry and are looking to invest into their hero as a child. So I would urge people to consider Steph Curry as a sound investment moving forward. That man will be up on Mount Rushmore in no time. That's me done for my pick. Actually, probably now's a good time to take another quick break. And we'll come back. Here's the next one. Andrew's got the next pick.
Yay!
And we'll go with Andrew. All right. And we're back. Andrew, you've had some time to deliberate. Have you made a pick?
I think we know what's coming. Come on. Everyone knows we know what's coming now that we've got Steph and Kobe and the other two out of the way.
It's Bob Cousy, isn't
Spud Webb.
Cousy's high up on the list, but not quite as he's not the top unselected player on my list.
It's John Stockton.
You can't comp this. Listeners don't know you're a Phoenix fan. It's Devin Booker, isn't it?
No, it's not Devin Booker. I'm sticking with guys who have the Presidential Medal of Freedom and played for the Lakers. It's the most underrated player in NBA history.
So underrated that they've stitched him onto everybody's jersey.
Yep, and the greatest argument against ring culture. Jerry West.
Is that why? You reckon underrated? He was unforgettable, so everyone just stitched an image of him, so they remembered him.
You have to explain it. Though it's just like, who's that guy? You know, if it was Jordan, and it was the stick man, they wouldn't require any explanation. That's fine. I'm not suggesting that Michael Jordan's underrated or overrated, but West is forgotten in the discussion of the greatest guards because it's a team game.
It's a lack of jewelry.
And he was going up against, with the possible exception of the two titles they lost to the Knicks, but he's going up against the greatest winner in the history of team sports.
That's a fair point.
It's a contest. There's another group of guys out there trying to stop what you're trying to do. There's nothing more Jerry West could have done. There's no failure in Jerry West's performance. They called him Mr. Clutch despite the fact that he lost all those NBA finals. What did he lose to the Celtics 6 times in the 60s or something like that? This is a guy who once hit a game-tying half-court shot in an NBA Finals game from half court. A shot that was worth only 2 points in those days because there was no 3-point line.
That's pretty insane.
You know, this is a guy who was named to 3 NBA anniversary teams, 35th anniversary, 50th anniversary, and 75th. Mm-hmm. A man who led the league in NBA in scoring and assists, both past his prime, was 4 times all NBA defensive team, 10 times all NBA first team, 2 times as a second team, and also won the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and then became one of the great executives in the history of the NBA, and the most hilariously entertaining character in Winning Time.
You're right. You're very right on that one. Yeah.
Jerry West, only man who ever won an NBA Finals MVP on the losing team. Not the only one who should, because I'll go to my grave saying LeBron should have won the 2015 Finals MVP.
Yes.
But just an incredible record of on the court of consistency over a long period of time, and considering his backstory, just incredible.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
Jerry West, in my mind, is still one of the 15 greatest players in NBA history.
Yep, no doubt whatsoever. I've been.
And I'm very happy to grab him at 5.
Grab him at 5. And because you've picked him at 5, I'm gonna, because I've been looking at some prices, a 1961 Fleer Jerry West number 43 PSA 5 will set you back $1,740. The pop count on that one is 273, and that is in a PSA 5. So
now with the older cards, is it just that much harder to find them in just absolutely excellent condition?
For context, this card there is no PSA 10 recorded on Card Ladder. The highest grade, pop count 28 of the PSA 9, that last sold in May 2025 for $70,150. So, and that is an old card indeed. But any basketball card you got will have Jerry West, the logo, on it, because he is, in fact, the NBA logo. So anything that's got the NBA logo has our man Jerry West on it.
No changing the logo, people.
No changing.
Don't you do it, Adam Silver. Anyway.
Okay, number 6.
So I'm, on the one hand, I'm pleased that he's kind of fallen this far. On the other hand, it's kind of hard to argue with the 5 guys we have collectively ahead of him. But with the 6th pick, I am very happy to take Oscar Robertson, the Big O, Mr. Triple Double, also known as Oscar the Grouch, apparently.
Or Oscar Russell Westbrook. Oh, whoops. I had to.
On
Sorry.
the behalf of Oscars everywhere, having you made that joke, Adam, I have to say, scram!
Fair.
So in an era where careers tended to be a little shorter, a 12-time All-Star,
shorter.
6-time assist champ. Well, Oscar was 6'5", so
Okay.
So 6-time assist champ, 11-time All-NBA, 3-time All-Star MVP, Rookie of the Year in 60-61, MVP in 63-64, and then of course made the NBA at 50 and 75. Averaged a triple double over a full season, and came pretty close to it for the career. Described as being one of the best all-round players around, by no less than former teammate Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But well after his retirement, so we'd had a chance to see MJ and others. Just an amazing player. Talk about kind of, I guess, underrated these days. He's become a name you don't hear that much anymore. I think this is a good opportunity to shine a bit of light on this.
Yeah. Obviously, his name got floated around a lot. We've been around 10 years ago when Russell Westbrook was averaging his triple doubles and whatnot. So that's when everyone got reminded this isn't the first time someone's averaged a triple double for a whole season. Do you think
Also worth
stat
pointing
padding?
out, Also worth pointing out just before that awful bit of libel needs to be responded to about stat padding. Oscar's the reason why NBA players are able to be free agents.
Yeah.
So it's sort of the reason why they make cajillions. They all need to thank Oscar for taking the NBA to court and getting their rights back in terms of not being tied to a team for which they no longer have a contract. So,
did Oscar have anything to do with the new aprons and all the other salary cap stuff? Because I want to ask him how the formula works, but no.
He's pretty old. I don't know if he would. People. It's a lot to get your head around.
It's true. I'm sure AI could figure it out.
I think the guy to ask would be probably Sam Presti.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
You said AI could figure it out. I just looked. I didn't think we were going to get an Iverson mention this early.
Well, he's just
clever.
He's just practicing.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to. Yeah, all right. Now I'm just going to say that was a segue within a segue and two bad jokes. This is good. Keep going.
We're not even talking about the game.
We're not even talking about stats.
Talk to us about some Oscar cards.
Yes, let's talk about Oscar cards now. Since he's at number 6, I'm going to stick with the PSA. I'm going to put up on the screen for all those playing at home the Oscar Robertson 1961 Fleer PSA 6, which has a pop count of 248. That's a lot of them in existence. Price over the last 2 years has been relatively good. It's actually up 42% over a 2-year period. Last sold on June 28th this year for $2,013 US. So if you got a spare $2,000 US and you're in the market for Oscar Robertson, this is the card for you.
Also a good way to sort of like get I am an NBA inside homer cred.
Yeah, that's true.
Like an Oscar Robertson's card, like you must have some strong opinions about basketball.
Yes, I would be asking him for their views on Russell Westbrook's triple-double season. Or Jokic's.
We might get a Westbrook mention later. Who knows?
Do you really think my number 10 pick's going to be Russell Westbrook?
I've got a list in front of me and Westbrook's on it. So
but you've got a list of 20.
I wrote, do the work, Adam.
I wrote 9.
We're picking 10 players, Adam.
Yeah, but I figured you guys would pick some other stuff that I'd...
Thinking like I don't need to write Kobe down because I'm going to remember that. So I'll write down the other 9.
Fair.
Okay.
Who's got number 7?
I've got 30.
You do.
Oh, that's me. Lucky number 7.
You get the... Yeah.
All right.
I reckon this is where it gets interesting because I was saying before we started recording to Adam, I think there's an unimpeachable top 6 and we've just selected all of them.
I think we have selected the top 6 verbatim in a different order-ish.
Yeah.
This is where do I throw 1 or 2 spanners is my question. And I think I'm going to throw the spanner rather than go with the obvious one. And I don't know if this is going to be popular or unpopular.
Austin
Where's
Reeves.
the drum roll?
I've got it. Hang on. I will be selecting Steve Nash at number 7.
Ooh.
Famous for the Nash dribble and stealing one of Kobe's MVPs.
Ooh. Steve Nash. He's very happy.
I think he didn't really. I think the lack of a championship is what cost him. 5-time assist champ, 8-time All-Star, 7-time All NBA, 2-time MVP. You'd almost call him lucky or unlucky number 13. But yes, Steve Nash, an incredible point guard. And
for now, Still the greatest NBA player ever to come out of Canada.
for some time, might I add.
Dan, did you have a list?
I think Dan's still in shock.
I had a list. I have a list.
Yeah.
I have more than 30 players on that list
Oh, okay.
because I was trying to account for variance and also, like, can I count that guy? They played some time at 2 guard. They played some time at small forward. I've color coded it.
The psychologist overthought it.
Yeah,
I feel like this is the case.
You better believe it. I mean, Nash was on my list.
Was he in the top 10?
It's pretty long. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He's going to take his shoes off to get past 10.
Just outside, but it's, as we were saying, like the top 6 are pretty much,
Locked.
Put them in a hat, shake them up a bit. Anchor MJ at 1, probably. Shake the rest of them up, and that's essentially what we got. The rest of it, there's so much variance. One of the reasons I wanted to make a longer list was that I knew that at some point there was going to be someone was going to be upsetting some apple carts, and
There's always one.
And 2, I wanted to kind of give myself the option of impulsively upsetting the apple cart too, if no one else had done it first. So I was giving myself options. I mean, look, Steve Nash, awesome player, and honestly, I think would actually have a bigger place in history if he just shot the ball more.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Yeah.
I mean, that gravity when you've got Amari Stoudemire and Sean Marion kind of running for lobs and fast breaks, like it's just in the end, this guy had a career average of about 14 points a game, but he could easily have averaged 20 plus, right?
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And still have really played that, mostly pass first game in that era. And so I don't hate it. I actually think that I mean he's
It's
been
funny.
one of my
It's
favorite.
funny. It's funny you say that because the player I was going to choose also did have a lower scoring average.
So
The person I was torn
listeners,
on.
listeners on Three Old Guys Talking Ball will know. It's well established that I'm a huge Phoenix fan. Steve Nash is probably my second favorite Sun of all time, behind the guy who was the Suns' best player when I started following them, Charles Barkley.
Oh, so it's not Kevin Durant?
No, it's really not Kevin Durant. I had Nash at 16.
Well, you guys are wrong,
So-
clearly.
So, over some other players who
I
may have
do.
had similar levels of final success, but may have had, more recent stat-filled careers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had him barely out of my 10. I had him at 12.
I've got Look, I guess I call a little bit of bias towards Nash. He's also drafted in that very famous Kobe Bryant class. So the card I picked was obviously his 1996 Topps Chrome. Not quite
One of the great rookie classes of all time.
definitely not the same price or such as the late great Kobe Bryant. Pop count on this one is 166 though. His rookie card, Topps Chrome, last sold for $975. It is down a little bit over the last couple of years. So for under $1,000, you can own a Topps Chrome Steve Nash rookie card.
Well, he did just start a podcast with LeBron, so that's probably just started to have a little bit of a downward effect on the value of his rookie card.
And also probably part of the other bias thing, just the Laker factor and the Kobe factor. And
How'd that Laker career go for Steve Nash, by the way?
All right, who's got the 8th pick?
That would be me. And because you didn't select this guy, I now get the all really three old guys. And it was a pleasure watching this guy who's still alive talking during the fantastic HBO documentary series Celtic City. He also has the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and he won it the same year as Jerry West. So, 6-time NBA champion, the NBA's most valuable player in 1957, 13-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA first team, 8-time NBA All-Assist leader. This guy's on 4 NBA anniversary teams, 25th, 35th, 50th, and 75th. Also won a college title at Holy Cross. And again, like Magic with my second pick, a guy who changed the game. This is a guy, the game was played at a specific turgid pace before this guy came along and changed basketball forever by basically
slowing it down,
popularizing the fast break. And that is Robert Joseph Cousy. Bob Cousy is my selection here. Career 18 points, 7.5 assists, 5 rebounds. But those were real assists in those days. You didn't get an assist if the guy took a dribble. If he bounced it once, you didn't get the assist. You had to pass it to them, and then they had to score. You had to set them up.
So he played netball.
You had to set the table. You basically had to cut the pieces of food up and put them in your mouth.
Hang on.
To get the assist back in those days.
He played netball, is what you're telling me.
Well, it was closer than you would have thought in those days, before he came along. So,
I like it. You're showing how much of an old guy talking ball you are.
Yeah. And again, a forgotten superstar of the league because I don't think because of the lack of team success the way Jerry West was, but just the fact that he played so long ago. I mean, he retired in 1963.
Yeah.
There's just very little footage that exists of Cousy playing, but
I mean, he was Bill Russell's vet.
Yeah. But the footage that does exist of him makes him look like he's playing against witches' hats and light poles because he just runs rings around him. But I had Cousy at 7, so I was happy to snap him up at 8.
Excellent. I have found a PSA 8 Bob Cousy card. You wouldn't believe it, but I have.
PSA 8? Jeez.
It's tough. It's tough as you get down finding the higher grade of the older stuff. But 1957 tops. Bob Cousy, Boston Celtics, PSA 8. Last sold for $28,300. And that was on Star Wars Day 2024. So May the 4th, 2024, sold for $28,300. There are 37 of these in existence.
Yeah, and this is a guy who his rookie year was 1950.
Yeah,
so That's
cards were not often, not frequently printed back in those days. But yeah, insane, right?
That's before rock and roll.
Trying to think in context of Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's like Joseph Stalin is alive. That's how long it was ago.
It's a while back. It is a while back. We might take a last break very quickly and then come back with our last couple before we wrap up and round up the top 10. So we'll be back in a moment. And we are back. I'm hearing jingling. Is your cat going crazy, Andrew?
He didn't like the Cousy pick.
I thought it was still losing it over Nash.
Yeah, he thought Kemba Walker should have gone higher. True. Represent.
Dennis Schroeder, achievement, played for united the Power Stones, played for all 30 NBA teams. But... Yeah. Well, I thought Dan would jump in with the Karl Anthony Towns reference.
When we draft the 10 greatest
shooting big men of all time,
he's still not going number 1.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Listen for the subsequent pods.
He's a T-Wolf no longer.
Google 3 old guys talking ball, because when we draft the top 10 forwards and the top 10 centers, we're not going to draft Karl Anthony Towns. Spoiler alert.
Even if we're rating them on shooting and
Well,
three-point contests.
I put him in the 3 old guys top 15. I had to give the pro, and it was
And
like,
ridicule.
what are we doing?
Why is he here?
Anyway,
number 9. Drum roll for Dan.
So, with the 9th pick, I am going to go for I guess it's probably not that controversial a choice, really. Zeke, Isaiah Lord Thomas III, the baby-faced assassin before Steph. Resume, Hall of Fame, of course. 84-85 assist champ, 12-time All-Star, 2-time back-to-back NBA champ, 5-time All-NBA, made the All-Rookie team, All-Star MVP twice, Finals MVP, one of those 2 championships, and of course on the NBA 75th anniversary team, and the most notable omission from the original Dream Team.
I was going to say...
By the criteria, he qualified.
Not mad. No one was offended by that.
Well, except Isaiah.
Michael Jordan wasn't offended. He didn't take it personal.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think
you're killing me. I thought you were gonna pick someone else. You're killing me. You are such a Zeke homer, aren't you?
maybe you thought I was going to pick someone that I say had drafted to that all-time team back in the day.
Oh, like Dwayne Wade.
Perhaps.
D Wade would have been a good pick. I don't like. Yeah.
Zeke was the top name left on my board.
I've got one name left on. Before, and I was like, I was gonna pick Luka with 10. I was going to, and now I can't. So, oh well. Anyway, back to Zeke. I don't want to steal his thunder and have a documentary written about it.
And look, I think as a player that size, being very clearly the leader of that team, really, I found it really interesting, right? Because during the playing career, very much embracing that villain role, post career, kind of doing all sorts of stuff to try to shift that perception.
Fair.
And an absolutely amazing player, tough as nails, super competitive, could get to the basket any time he wanted to, and didn't because it was better for the team. That it was not a league-wide. That was not a popular dynasty, right?
Yeah, not afraid to have his pimp hand strong either. Sorry.
Sorry. I just got that.
Oh god.
But love him or hate him, and plenty hate him. It's impossible to really deny his legitimacy, the legitimacy of his place on a list like this.
True.
Pleased to get him at 9.
I like to push him down as far as we can. I'm glad at least he didn't go in the top 8.
Yeah, but it would have been a strange list if he hadn't made the top 10. Is all I'm saying.
What I would have been trying to tell you, Dan, is that if you hadn't have selected him, he wouldn't have got selected.
That's correct. There's no way I was picking him. I was trying.
Adam was going to pick Christian Laettner instead.
Well, actually, I'll say glaring omission, because I know who I'm picking at 10, will be Clyde Drexler, actually, over Zeke. There's a player I have to pick at 10 now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but is there an Isaiah card?
There is. There is a PSA 9, 1986 Fleer. The iconic set. Last sold. It's not going for $250,000 like the Michael Jordan. This has a pop count of 1,344. Last sold only a couple of days ago, the 12th of August. Oh, a day ago, on the 12th of August, 2025, for $350. Yeah.
I've heard properties in Detroit have been diminishing in value.
But yeah, like it's a decent. It's his first appearance. It's a rookie card. So the 86 Fleer, Isaiah Thomas, PSA 9 for the number 9 pick. If you're a fan, pick one up. I mean, if you want to go with the PSA 10, pop count on that's 201, and the last sold price is 3,840. But yeah, definitely not the most popular card from that series. The MJ being the grail of basketball cards, of course. Yes. Now look, I'm gonna lead this in now that I'm not picking Luka Doncic as a goof. Now we're talking about the greatest guards of all time. And I think it would be a disservice to the greatest guards of all time if we don't acknowledge probably the most important stat that guards are synonymous with. Turnovers. No. No. The stat obviously being assists. And funnily enough, obviously you picked Isaiah. There's someone that you picked in your all-time list last time we did the simulation. I will also be picking my starting point guard for that simulation. Funnily enough, because Steph Curry came off the bench. This is like 5 years ago. Yes, I'm picking John Stockton with the number 10 pick. The one of the greatest point guards. Was the unfortunate, I suppose, victim of the Michael Jordan era, being denied championships. But yes, John Stockton, I think, one of the greatest point guards. He is the all-time leader in assists, I believe, isn't he?
And steals. Adam?
Yes.
Considering I'm now appearing on a different podcast, can I have a minute to talk to the young people who are listening?
You can. Go for it.
Yeah.
Please. Story time with Andrew.
Listen here, whippersnappers. What you need to do as a service is Google or YouTube, search in YouTube, John Stockton, Gary Payton, and hear Gary Payton talk about who his toughest opponent was, because and he gets pressed on this. He says, why isn't it Michael Jordan? And he explains why, in Gary Payton's view, his toughest opponent was John Stockton.
That doesn't surprise me at all in the slightest.
The too long didn't read version of that is efficiency.
Yeah.
When you
Stockton also physically made me look like Alice Cooper. Okay, so do you think if I look like a white middle-aged dork, I get nothing on this guy. This is the last guy who wore short shorts in the late 1990s.
John Stockton, 1,500 game career, averaged less points obviously than Steve Nash, who I picked at 7, but had a career average of 10.5 assists per game. Shot the ball at 51.5% from the average field goal percentage. I don't know. I feel like if he wasn't in the brunt of the Jordan era, he would have had a better crack at a title with Malone. Like he is involved in some of the greatest NBA finals against MJ and those crazy good Bulls. Yeah. There's nothing more I could say. The guy was incredible. As far as point guards go, you've got to pay homage to him. He's not the flashiest bloke in history, but it's like wanting Luka Doncic to be the face of the league and realizing it's Nikola Jokic. It's
In fact, he's got, there's a legitimate case. I mean, he's so efficient. There's a legitimate case. He might be the least flashy guy in NBA history.
yes,
Or one of them, right?
yeah, more
It's
fundamental
Chris
than the big
Dudley,
fundamental.
but anyway.
Okay.
But yes,
Excellent call.
I actually haven't got a rookie card for John Stockton. Funnily enough,
You didn't allow photographs.
Well, no, it's I've got a 1984 star John Stockton, but it's a BGS 9.5 or PSA 9. I'm going to go with the higher value, so it's the PSA 9 due to PSA being absolutely dominant in the card world. Yeah, pop count on this is 21. Last sold for $4,920. Yeah, pretty cool card. John Stockton, definitely not the most flashy bloke on the court. That's for sure. Crazy.
So yeah, he was the next on my board. So you've already given the game away. The best player on your list who wasn't selected was Drexler.
Yes.
Dan, do you have who was the best player not selected?
Well, not as obvious, not as clean an answer, because I guess it depends a bit, right? Like, honestly, in terms of highest peak, I still think Dwayne Wade is a really kind of notable exclusion.
I like Wade as a pick. Yeah, fair.
In terms of sustained excellence, it's, Chris Paul is up there.
Yep. There's a case to be made.
There's a part of me that really, really wanted to see AI.
How interesting would it be if it was a top 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really interesting arguments. I mean, my 20th was Hal Greer. So, and I didn't have Doncic.
I've got Doncic because with cards, everybody's paying his futures. So clearly this guy's going to be a 4-time MVP, 6-time champion. He's going to be one of the greatest ever. But we haven't seen that happen yet.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade was on my list was the top player not selected.
Yeah.
But I had 5 other guys on my list ahead of Nash, which were, in my order, James Harden.
You should really go and see a doctor about that concussion, mate.
Chris Paul, Gary Payton, Allen Iverson, and Russell Westbrook. I had them all ahead of Nash. So, and then the rest of my 20 was Kidd, Allen, Reggie, and Hal Greer. So
nice. Some nice ones.
But again, there's some common themes there. That 96 draft, Kobe, Nash, Ray Allen.
That was there. It's an interesting list. Look, I think
Phoenix point guards.
We could do a different where we break down point guards, shooting guards. I think we still get stumped a bit on because there is an argument for the differences, the nuance between the shooting guard and the point guard position. Maybe that's why Stockton dropped so much.
But I think I love Stockton as much as anybody. But I think the knock on him is he played 19.
You're gonna make that rookie card
seasons.
the really plain looking random, just super plain, super boring guy. He's the second coming of Jerry West.
Yeah, he played 19 NBA seasons and was all NBA first team twice.
Yeah.
So, as far as the NBA was concerned, they were still picking positions back in those days.
Yeah.
There was a better point guard in the league that year, 17 out of his 19 seasons. So it's the longevity.
He was also the number 2 guy, right? Because Malone was the super duper scorer.
Yeah. So he's never the best player on his team.
Yeah.
And because he retired and Karl Malone left. So and he's Stockton wasn't starting in his rookie year, so he was never the best player on his own team. So
fair.
That's the knock on Stockton. But
yeah, but still, I think we've got a solid top 10. I'm just going to quickly recap before we do another plug for 3 old guys talking ball. In number 1, obviously Michael Jordan, because Adam didn't want to upset everybody, including the apple cart from the first pick. Number 2 was Magic Johnson. Number 3, Kobe Bryant. Number 4, Steph Curry. Number 5, Jerry West. 6, Oscar Robertson. 7, Steve Nash. 8, Bob Cousy. Number 9, Isaiah Thomas. And number 10, in the greatest guards of all time draft, John Stockton. Yeah, so
solid list.
For the next couple of episodes, we'll probably record those as well, and I might pop them up on here, but you can tune into them live. They won't be till down the track. To 3 old guys talking ball, we'll share the podcast link to your Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff in the episode description, so everybody can check out that pod. Is there anything else, Andrew? I mean,
yeah. So we'll do. They'll be weekly because we've had a little bit of a break. Because
Yes.
that's not a pun. Because I had a little bit of a break. So we're gonna drop these in 3 consecutive Wednesdays. So guards, forward, centers,
beautiful.
and we'll get a good. But maybe a little more conjecture with some of the others at the pointy end.
For sure. Well, look, I'm sure I can
I'm
upset
picking
the apple
forwards,
cart.
and I'm going to try and find a way to not pick LeBron, just the way Adam was trying to find a way not to pick MJ. But
It's tough. It's tough. The big fundamental might be your answer.
possibly not. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
who knows? I don't. It'll be interesting. But yes, search 3 Old Guys Talking Ball podcast, and it's available wherever you find good podcasts, and also where you find bad ones.
Yeah, good ones, bad ones, ones that you listen to lots, ones that you don't listen to lots. Thank you to all of our listeners out there on YouTube land, everybody that listens on the way to work, everybody that's listening listens to 3 Old Guys Talking Ball, and You Can't Comp This, and I won't forget our friends at Central Coast Radio. Really appreciate the support from all around the world. Until next time, thanks.